Hey there, guys, what's going on? Tyler here with your movie fix, and I feel like it's been a little while, but we're going to be talking some movie news today. Let's hit the ground running and let's start with talking about the Batman solo movie. Now, it has been reported that there was an interview recently with some of Ben Affleck's talent agents, and they spoke out and they said that he's been contracted to do Justice League 1 and 2. So that's at least 3 times that he's going to be donning the cape, and that he has finished up a script for doing the Batman solo movie. And it's been rumored for quite some time now that he was working on this with Jeff Johns. So who knows where this is going to be going. And we even got some confirmation here from Zack Snyder that said, when they asked him, would you want him to do it? Said, oh yeah, for sure. I think he would. And I think that's kind of the prerequisite, hopefully, for him doing the film. So that's really encouraging. I do really, really want Ben Affleck to direct his own standalone Batman film. That'd be very, very interesting, especially after seeing how he was in Dawn of Justice, now that he's got to work with Zack on Dawn of Justice, and he's gonna have more experience with Justice League, so he'll have more experience with working on these kind of visuals, this big blockbuster. He's dealing with a lot of money, a lot of moving parts go on in a production for a movie like that. I think Affleck does really good at writing like a thriller, like he did with The Town, and even doing dramas, so he can hit those kind of beats, and he's good at directing other people like he did with Argo. So everybody knows he has the talent. It's just a matter of will it fit with Batman? That's going to be, very telling. I've been really open for even someone like David Fincher doing the standalone Batman film. I think that would be really cool. As far as story goes, they could really go anywhere. They said that he's written a story. They haven't said anything about what it was, but there have been rumors again of doing the Red Hood storyline. I'm going to say I don't care. I don't really think that is the best Batman story out there. I think there are plenty of better ones. They're going to do something with the Joker. At least it's probably going to be a trilogy, or at least 2 movies. I'd like to see a trilogy without the Joker. That would be really interesting to see. I'm really, really hoping that they pull from some New 52 and go for a Court of Owls movie. I think the Court of Owls is very fresh, it's very new. I think that would be great. It's something that audiences haven't seen before. They get to really explore some Batman mythos of Gotham. I think that would be really cool. Or even doing a Hush storyline would be really awesome. So who knows where they're going to go. I'm not going to be upset if they do the Red Hood. I just think it's a little overrated, and I'm not clamoring to see that right this moment. I'd like to see it put on screen, but not right now. So also in the world of movie news, we have a small confirmation, of more Superman standalone movies. And there was an interview with Zack Snyder, and Charles Roven, and Henry Cavill, and they talked about, I think if we can get a good script, it would be great to get a standalone Superman movie. I think it would be fun to do. Part of the reason why we didn't announce a standalone superhero movie is to support some of the events of Batman v Superman. And Henry Cavill, I do believe it depends on the success of this movie. If this goes well, then we'll start to negotiate with Warner Brothers for a standalone Superman movie. But they've got their plans set up for other stuff in Justice League and various other movies, so it's about finding the time, really. It's something that I would be very keen to do. So I know it sounds weird that they would have to negotiate to do a Superman movie. Don't you think that would be a no-brainer? I mean, Superman makes money, right? Yes and no. I mean, I think it definitely is like he said, it's a matter of finding the time, because now Warner Brothers is churning out these DC properties. We're getting 2 of them every year, and that's not even including, I'm sure they're going to announce at Comic-Con this year, probably the Superman movies and the Batman movies, their release dates. But you got to remember, they're putting out 2 very big, very major blockbusters every year. That's not including, the outside properties of the DC world. So we'll have 2 big DC movies from Warner Brothers, and then probably another 1 or 2 big blockbusters that they're working on. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of resources and a lot of time for these producers and CEOs and everyone to invest in. So I do think it's a matter of time. I just think we're going to get official announcements for Batman and Superman solo movies come Comic-Con. So I wouldn't be really too worried. Let's just be patient and wait it out for the summer and see what happens. Also, we have a small little bit of a Justice League tidbit, a little rumor that the Justice League story is actually going to be an adaptation and be inspired by the Throne of Atlantis storyline, which is a big Aquaman story where it brings all the Atlanteans up to the surface. It brings a war with the Atlanteans and the surface dwellers, Ocean Master, all that good stuff. I'm actually really okay with this. I think it'd be a genius way to introduce Aquaman. It'd be a great way to, bring him up to modern audiences, show how badass he is. I do think he's a phenomenal character. I think Throne of Atlantis is an amazing book. I think that would be a great story to go in. And everybody's, suspecting that they're going to go with a Darkseid or Apocalypse story. I think you can still sprinkle in little hints to that along with this, with something else going on, because that's going to take some time for that story to really develop. But we can do that in Justice League Part 2, whatever the hell it's going to be called. But I think this would be really cool to see Throne of Atlantis put on the big screen. That's a phenomenal story. But again, this is just a rumor. This is from Heroic Hollywood, Humberto Gonzalez, who said that he's been hearing about this, which I'd be very okay with. Comment down below, what do you think about a Throne of Atlantis Justice League movie? Next up, I have 3 little things I'm just going to run through very quickly. There's not much to say about them, but we do have Dave Bautista officially joining the Blade Runner sequel. Really excited for that movie in general. I'm a big fan of Blade Runner. I'm a big fan of Ridley Scott, even though I know he's not directing it this time, but it's nice to see an extension of his world, and I believe he is producing it still. So that's really awesome. As far as what's Dave Bautista going to do in the movie, who knows? I hope it's a bigger role than, he was in Spectre, just a villain. If they just make him some, throwaway replicant, so be it. It's not like he'd be bad at that, but if we can get something along the lines of a big enough role like Drax or something, I'd like to see Dave Bautista really stretch his acting chops, see what he can do. But we also got Robin Wright, Harrison Ford, and Ryan Gosling all in the movie, so plenty of talent. Who knows what Dave Bautista is going to be doing, but I'm really excited for the Blade Runner sequel. Can't wait to see what Ryan Gosling brings to the, whatever this character he is going to be playing. And it's going to be really cool to see Deckard back on the screen. And also very quickly, we have some new set photos for both Doctor Strange and Wonder Woman. These are both movies I'm extremely excited for. Doctor Strange especially, this is probably the most excited I've ever been for a Marvel property, simply because of Benedict Cumberbatch. Like I've said before, I don't know dick about Doctor Strange or Baron Mordo or any of these characters in that world, but I love Benedict Cumberbatch, and what I'm seeing so far looks really interesting. I love these set photos with Chiwetel Ejiofor, who's playing Baron Mordo, and we have Benedict here as Doctor Strange and they're running around the street doing jumping, all this weird stuff. The costumes look phenomenal. I cannot wait to see this movie. I know it's going to be trippy. It's going to be really fun. And also with the Wonder Woman set photos, we're seeing, these things on the beach. We've seen Steve Trevor, plenty of horses, lots of Amazons, a lot of Amazon warriors. Who knows what the scale of this movie is? I hope that they can try to emulate something of a scale to Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, or even something like 300. That kind of vibe would be very interesting to see. And after Dawn of Justice, I have a lot of faith, and I'm very excited to see what Gal Gadot can do with this character. And what excites me even more is I love Zack Snyder, but I'm very glad that he is not the one directing this Wonder Woman movie. And I'm really looking forward to what Patty Jenkins can do. She's great with, these very intimate moments with handling characters. So it's going to be really cool to see what she can bring out in Gal. I think maybe she's not going to bring, the best performance. Who knows? But I think she's going to be very serviceable. I think she's going to do great in the role. I loved her in Dawn of Justice, and I definitely say Patty Jenkins is a higher caliber than Zack Snyder. So I think we'll get an even better performance. And we're going to see a very different Wonder Woman. This is going to be, almost 100 years before Dawn of Justice. Diana Prince is going to be a very different character, so that's going to be really interesting to see. Next up, we have a little more news within the Marvel Cinematic Universe for the new Spider-Man reboot. Now, this is going to be the, supposed rumored titles for the Spider-Man reboot featuring Tom Holland. And we have Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Coming of Age, Spider-Man Greatness Awaits, and Spider-Man Suspended. Ooh, I'm not going to lie. A lot of these sound pretty damn shitty. These were domain names that were registered by Sony. They could be for the animated movie. They could be for a mobile game. They could be for an app. They could be for anything. But, it's possible that this could be for... Any of these titles could be a name for the movies. What would I be okay with? Out of this list, probably what I'd be most okay with would be Spider-Man Homecoming. That'd be a really interesting name. It's not quite as campy as the other ones. Coming of Age, Greatness Awaits, and Suspended. Those just don't sound very good to me. At least Homecoming, it could almost be meaning like a homecoming. We have Spider-Man coming back into the Marvel Universe, bringing him in, introducing him to all these characters, and even have some kind of, high school homecoming story. Who knows what the hell they're going to be doing? Those are just some rumored titles. Which one do you prefer? Who really knows? They could go with Spectacular Spider-Man, The Incredible Spider-Man. Comment down below which one would you like. What do you make of all of these little bits of movie news? Lots of interesting stuff. A lot of big movies coming out in the next year or two. So I really want to know what you're thinking. Anyways, guys, this has been your Movie Fix. Be sure to subscribe for more movie news, movie reviews, trailer breakdowns, all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next video.